What is up, guys? Zan from Forward Progress Madden. And first, I just want to say I apologize. I haven't been posting very many videos the last couple weeks. The goal from here on out after the Super Bowl is to be posting about 3 videos a week, whereas I was posting videos every day, basically from August until around December, and then it started to taper off a little bit. It just happens later in the Madden year. There's not much out there that players don't already know. So things from here on out will be more scheme based. Maybe I'll do videos in a series, maybe break down one kind of mini scheme a week, a run game, a pass game, and then maybe a video breakdown of a scheme in action. But the goal is to do 3 videos a week. Now, if you guys didn't know, and I'm sure most of you do know, I am doing a weekly video series known as Zan's Corner, and that's going to be on mutthead.com. I've been doing this for the last 2 months. I've been posting there every single Tuesday, and it's been getting a lot of good reviews so far. So you can also check out some of the content I'm doing over there. Yesterday's Zan's Corner video was dedicated to running the ball on $326 and the Nickel Blitz 2, which, as we all know, are the very popular defenses out there in the community right now that most pro players are running. So put together a really nice running scheme out of that, and now I'm going to start to kind of focus on piecing together the passes. And one of the runs we talked about that beats dollar is the gun ace inside zone. And I showed video clips of me gashing an opponent in salary cap with that exact run. And now we're going to start talking about the pass. And the pass that I want to break down is the Y shallow cross. And the thing about this is that if you guys have watched some of my previous videos, this route combination between X and B, if your opponent likes to run cover 4, the X receiver will get wide open over the top as he crosses to the right side deep. He'll get wide open over the top against a cover 4 defense. So this is a great one-play touchdown against the cover 4 defense. But down in the red zone, this is where the play is really, really good. So I'm going to take this down to that really tough area to score, which is about the 5-yard line. And that post route to Benjamin now turns into a square in along the back line of the end zone. So now we have both receivers running these in patterns along the back line. And those are very, very difficult to defend by the computer, because basically when you're in the red zone, the computer is trying to defend the middle and the front line of the end zone, because if you cross the plane, it's a touchdown. So along the back line of the end zone, they're going to give you a little bit more space. So if you're able to get room between your quarterback and the receivers on the outside to throw a high ball in the back of the end zone by holding left bumper, you should get pretty good high point catch success rate for touchdowns along the back line of the end zone. Now, what sets this play apart from the average red zone high ball play is that we're actually going to make a nice simple two read progression out of this, and it can work on the left side or it can work on the right side, because this is a symmetrical play in terms of the tight ends and the receivers. So starting off, we're going to focus on the drag. That is the primary read in the play Y shallow cross. So our tight end is going to be running a drag, and what we want to look at is on the left side of the field if there is a cloud flat or if there is a hard flat. If there's a cloud flat, if we wait longer, we should be able to throw that drag and get in from about 5 yards, 6 yards away. That should be a reliable read for a touchdown for you. If it's a hard flat, obviously they're going to be playing harder to the flat from a cover 2 or a cover 3, whatever shell they're in. And if they're playing hard to the flat, that means there's got to be some tender spot in the seam or in the back of the end zone along the left side to hit Kelvin Benjamin. So Olsen and Benjamin are a 2-play progression. So the way this will work is we're just going to look to the short left and see if there's somebody in a hard flat, and if there's not, we look to hit Olsen on his cross. Now in this example, clearly they're in man coverage. That's an easy read for a touchdown. The same thing can be applied to the right side. So we look to the right side. If there's a cloud flat, we go ahead and just throw it later. Now the DB, the safety, was the one responsible for the cloud flat. So he got a different angle of pursuit on that pass and was able to make a play. But if it's like a corner on the outside or an outside linebacker, you're going to have pretty good success. So you see something right here. That's just really good man coverage by the linebacker. But if you have good route running at your tight ends, you should be able to get pretty good success against man-to-man coverage, as I showed you with the Olsen example. Now, we'll go ahead and keep running this with the left side progression. And what we're going to do here is we're going to look. You can see along the back line of the end zone, we're able to try to throw the ball to Kelvin Benjamin. The issue with Cam Newton is that sometimes he throws line drives when you're trying to throw a high ball. So not always something that works, but that's a good example right there to Kelvin Benjamin. And you notice how this works is that all I'm looking for is a glimmer of daylight between the quarterback and the wide receiver. And once I see it, that's when I hold the left bumper and throw the pass lead. So right here as he breaks open, you see that this linebacker is much too shallow. He's not going to be able to pick this pass off. And we just throw that to the back line of the end zone for a touchdown. Now, I go ahead and show you what I'm looking at here with Greg Olsen. We're looking shallow and to the left. So we look at Olsen. There's just not a lot there to throw to. And you can see how you've got two guys shallow, kind of one guy floating in the middle of the end zone. I'm not really going to try to fit that pass into Olsen. The read is very simple there to Kelvin Benjamin. Now, the nice thing about that back line of the end zone thing is we talked about the post route, and regularly it is a post route, but once you enter the red zone, it does become a square in. So both of those routes, the B and the X receivers, are going to run along the back of the end zone and give you that option to try to basically throw these high balls along the back. And you can see there, even in man coverage, it's very, very difficult to defend against a big bodied receiver. So this is where you're going to be able to use your Kelvin Benjamins, your Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, big body receivers, McCaffrey, guys like that, running along the back line of the end zone, and then have your Dallas Clarks, your faster Greg Olsen type tight ends running the drags underneath. So this is a great play to go to when your opponent is keying on the run game. Make sure you check out the video from Mutthead that I did yesterday. I'll put that link in the description, and I will see you guys on Thursday with another Madden 17 video. So until tomorrow, this is Zan, get in the lab, and good luck.